You're watching Monty TV. I'm Jackie Karsh, sitting down now with Scott Wieler. He's the chairman of DC Advisory. Scott, thank you for joining me again.
Jackie, I think it's been 12 years, and without a doubt, this was the best.
Oh, that makes me so happy. What are you most excited about the new technologies that are rolling out?
Well, I think you just have to think about the US as the innovation economy in the world. And almost every presenter in some form or fashion talked about it, especially relative to AI and how that's changing things. It was a great discussion today about AI and technology improvements and productivity improvements for McKinsey. And the notion that they have this application called Libby, internally created, which goes through all of their work product for clients, and curates it and evaluates it and tries to optimize it for others. That's the power of AI. And what we heard was the average consultant has gained a day a week in terms of their own productivity to think. And that's what it's all about.
What other industries or sectors are you most excited to see some more innovation?
Well, so we think about three big areas: just software, kind of in general, fintech because payments, and that's kind of everything, and then biotech and how it can radically change, kind of medicine. And so, in those three areas, one of the things that you hear here is the innovation economy has to be financed privately. That in the old days, strategics, drug companies, whatever for biotech, they're not in the business of taking that risk of market acceptance. They'd rather it be done off balance sheet with other entities, and then they can help scale it. And so whether it's software, fintech, or biotech, every one of those businesses now is being done that way, which is what creates opportunities for Monty in private, kind of investing, venture or private equity, but also creates opportunities for private equity to continue to scale the businesses before they get sold to strategics. Tons of strategic folks here, companies looking at and evaluating targets. And so that tells me that it's an opportunity-rich environment.
As those companies scale, sometimes it's harder for them to innovate as quickly or even just innovate at all. What would you advise them to maintain that competitive edge?
Well, so if you think about it, founders generally are able to take a company so far. And then they have the choice. Do they sell, or do they bring in other management to help them scale further? And or do they bring in other capital to help them scale further? And whether it's private equity or kind of venture, that's been our model for the last 30 years in the United States. So scaling to a point that it then becomes so attractive, strategics have to own it. That is their innovation, right? And so I think the decision points for entrepreneurs and private equity are, when are they running out of room to continue to scale and grow businesses? Because if you look at private equity for the last 20 years, most of the returns came about from revenue growth and multiple expansion. So the revenue growth is still there, maybe not at the same rates, but the multiple expansion probably isn't. And so everyone needs to think about, what are they doing? And do they have the right assets in their portfolio? Private equity and venture now has almost $4 trillion of companies in their portfolios. They've got $1.5 billion of dry powder, which they need to put to work. And limited partners are saying, I'd like some return. So the pressure, whether they want it or not, is there to continue to do deal making. And in a more stable environment like we have now, I think you're going to see a more robust pickup in M&A in this year.